No, a dusty village compound. Elders and relatives gathered under a neem tree. The atmosphere was tense. Whispers of inheritance disputes and old grudges filled the air. A matriarch sat in the center, holding an old family photo. Her eyes heavy as the family gathered for meals. Subtle glances and murmured sarcasm crept into conversations. A successful cousin's recent land purchase sparked envy among others. Once bonded by love, relatives now silently competed. Greed had begun poisoning the unity there. A spiteful aunt whispered lies into ears that were too eager to listen. Stories twisted, truths blurred. Cousins began to question each other's loyalty. Suspicion grew like wildfire, fueled by words never spoken to the accused. Tension crackled as the old lawyer read the patriarch's will. Land was divided unevenly. One brother got the largest share. Gasps, side eyes, clenched fists. The air turned heavy. Promises of unity were shattered. What should have been closure turned into the spark that ignited a fire of deep resentment. Arguments erupted in the courtyard. Voices were raised, fingers pointed. Years of hidden anger finally surfaced. A cousin accused another of manipulating the will. Fists nearly flew, restrained only by trembling elders. Children watched in fear, witnessing the collapse of the family. The once close siblings stopped visiting one another. Weddings, funerals, birthdays. Everyone now made excuses. Cousins who once played under the same mango tree passed each other in silence. The spirit of family faded. Even the elders grew weary of mending what seemed permanently broken. The oldest mother in the family called for a gathering. Her voice trembled with sorrow as she begged them to remember their roots, their blood. Tears streamed down her face as she spoke of unity, but only a few nodded. Most eyes stayed cold, hardened by pride and past wounds. Hidden in an old chest was a letter from the late patriarch. His real wishes never made it to the will. A young niece found it, torn between truth and peace. If revealed, it could heal or destroy completely. She clutched it, unsure whether to share or burn it forever. One relative, blinded by rage, set fire to a storage shed that belonged to a rival cousin. Flames devoured memories, old photos, heirlooms, harvests. Screams pierced the night, and chaos erupted again. The family had not only concerned about the escalating feud. The village elders called both sides together. Their voices were calm but firm. "This is not our way," they said. "We resolve, not destroy." Though many refused to look each other in the eye, a seed of reflection began to stir in their hearts. Breaking the silence, one cousin stood during a family visit. With a trembling voice, he apologized for his role in the chaos. It was unexpected. Some stayed silent, but a few faces softened. It wasn't forgiveness yet, but it was the first step toward it. An ember of the young niece stepped forward at a family meal and placed the old letter on the table. Gasps echoed. It proved the will had been tampered with. Silence followed, then murmurs, then tears. The truth didn't erase the pain, but it opened a door for justice and maybe healing. They no longer shouted. There were no warm hugs yet, but people started greeting again. Cousins shared tools. Women fetched water together. Bit by bit, old rhythms returned, not out of love, but out of shared need and slow understanding. The wound remained, but it had begun to close. On a quiet evening, the family gathered under the stars for a remembrance. They lit candles and placed photos on a woven mat, faces of those who built the legacy. As chants filled the air, tears mixed with silence. For once, everyone sat close. The past at the next family gathering, laughter returned in cautious waves. Children ran freely again. Elders shared proverbs by the fire. The past wasn't forgotten, but it had been faced. Together, they made a vow,